What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled You Can Come to Common Ground. You can find common ground and still draw a line in the sand. Here's the thing. You're going to meet people in life and y'all going to have two different ideologies or two different upbringings. But there's always something that you can come to a common ground about. There's always something that you two can agree on. Now, just because you come to an agreement and you have a space where you're on common ground does not mean that, you know, you got the same ground still. You can still draw a line in the sand like, hey, that one ain't going there. That one, you don't cross that line. And I think sometimes we don't take into consideration that to me, normal nuance of life. You know, when people say I have friends in high and low places, that means they have a common ground that they've met with people in high places all the way to low places. But there are certain lines that can't be crossed in those high places, and there's certain lines that can't be crossed in those low places. And in the middle, there's certain lines that can't be crossed. You see, as for now, as you know, I'm more of a loner, but I know people who are in high places. Now, if I gotta go around them in a high place in a high type of environment, I can't cross the line of coming any old kind of way. I gotta come like I got some sense, and I gotta match the standards of the people there, as far as my appearance, how I carry myself, things I do, and with my friends in high places, that's the line. You don't come here any kind of way. This ain't don't be super casual. Don't act a fool. You know, and I don't act a fool like that, but there's a certain kind of decorum. You don't cross the line of decorum, even when you got common ground, right? You know, and that's the same when, you know, if you have people in low places, they can't bring certain things into your company, into your space. You know, there's certain things that are off limits. You know, I got friends that you would consider players, ladies' men. But we all know as men, you know, I can hang out with you, it's cool, but if I got a woman and you think she's fair game, you know we got common ground, but you know you're gonna cross the line, right? You know it's gonna end bad. It's just gonna end bad. I don't care. You better, you know, put your urges in your pocket and leave them in your car. So that's the reality of it, right? You can come to a common ground, but you still draw a line in the sand. You know, there are certain people that the common ground is there's a line in the sand. Like, you know somebody who's a thief, you're like, look here, let me tell you something. I know you're going to come to common ground. I know you're a thief, and you know you're a thief. Don't come nowhere near me, because if something come up missing, it's going to be me and you. I don't care if somebody else stole it. It's going to be me and you. You know, common ground, line in the sand. And people forget this, you know, that goes in, you know, racially. You know, people of different races can find common ground in a lot of different things. But there's a line in the sand, case in point. We all might like sports in certain sports. So we all might like certain teams and activities. But the line in the sand is a lot of us don't go to, a lot of my people don't go to a lot of sporting events because we don't want to hear your little racist comments while we trying to enjoy the game. We trying to enjoy the game, and you want to make it a pseudo race ride because you feel like you're comfortable in in a stadium full of people who have your same ideology and think if they get a couple of beers in them, they could just say and do anything. That, you know, from afar, that they wouldn't say to somebody's face, because this is how a lot of times altercations occur when people even in the stands, you know, because fans go too far. That's what I mean by common ground. Common ground could be the team or the sport. Line in the sand could be you better watch your mouth. I already know how y'all get down after y'all, you know. So it's a difference. You know, two people can come to a man and a woman. That's part of a relationship, finding common ground. But there's a line in the sand that can't be crossed. You know, for men, you cross that line in the sand of thinking you could just disrespect the guy. It's that you might as well just end that right then and there. For man crosses the line of making a woman feel unsafe, that's crossing the line. You know, y'all know y'all gonna have differences, because, you know, what, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Like, you know, we have two different ideologies, so we have to find a common ground and work together. That's the thing. Two different personality types can find common ground. A person can be very rigid, and a person can be free-spirited. You know, they can find a common ground in something, but there's the line in the sand is really going to be, you know, the rigid person is not going to be free-spirited and everything, and the free-spirited person is not going to turn around and be rigid in all of their ways. That's not going to happen. You know, they still are who they are in their personality. So you got to take that into consideration, that, you know, everybody can't always, you know, find a good space. Synergy. You know, common ground to a degree, if you working together, is synergy. Like, take this back to if you're a child or a student. You know, you might have to work in a group, and even in the corporate world, you work in a group, and you find a common ground that you all can work together with. As far as teamwork, the group finds common ground. The line that is there is, if we work together, it means we get the credit, not one person. Now, you cross the line if you work as a team with somebody or a group of people, and then you jump out in the front like, I did this. Or the other line that is crossed is when you don't work, but when the team succeeds, you are in there like you did work. See, you found a common ground to come together, but those two lines in the sand, those are lines you shouldn't cross. You know, but that's the thing. It seems like we forget that you don't have to get along. You don't have to be the best of friends. You don't have to be the same personality. You don't have to be the same race, religion, culture, gender, none of that. But what you do have to do is find a space where you two can come to an agreement about something and work from there. So when you find that common ground, you can move from that space. But even when you find that common ground, you're still on the ground, so you can still draw lines in the sand. So like, share, subscribe, Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.